Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation on Graduate Symposium Department of Education Concordia University 2021. It is my distinct pleasure to present my research idea in front of such accomplished individuals. My name is Fazil Rafi and I'm the graduate student in the Department of Curriculum Studies at University of Saskatchewan. My experience of working as a science educator and curriculum developer over the last few years enabled me to foster my research interest on tech-based science education, teachers education, and multicultural science education. Today, I'll be presenting my research plan titled of Elementary Science Teachers Readiness of Integrating Interactive Online Learning Tools in the COVID-19 Pandemic in Bangladesh. The topic of the study is very timely in the context of COVID-19 pandemic planning for the teachers' development. Ministry of Primary and Mass Education Bangladesh devised a COVID-19 response plan for education sector in May 2020. It holds a framework of strategies and intervention for the school education system to cope with the adverse impacts of COVID-19 pandemic. This plan focuses on learning and discontinuation and its associated challenges caused by the COVID-19 pandemic based on the rapid situation analysis. This three-phase response plan to recover and transform education includes integrating the remote learning into regular school education through blended learning approach. Therefore, the plan also efforts to train teachers for online learning pedagogy, content knowledge, and supporting remote learning for students while schools are closed. This led me to bring up this research plan to inform the policymakers to understand how their policy plan for the teachers training affects to develop their technological skills. The central idea behind conducting this study lies as elementary science education faces challenges to enable active participation of students to experience scientific concepts than to just have an audience view. At the same time, teachers' knowledge on how to use these technologies in the online learning process has an important effect on using them effectively. Therefore, elementary science teachers must know how to use the appropriate interactive digital tools to foster the inquiry-based science learning in online learning platform. Thus, there is a need to know how teachers are comfortable with the adoption of interactive online tools in their lesson delivery and design. Study aims to find out the elementary science teachers' readiness to incorporate online learning platforms and tools in elementary science courses in the context of COVID-19 pandemic in Bangladesh. Based on these, I developed the research questions as follows. To what extent in-service elementary science teachers' readiness for interactive online learning differ by gender, education levels, and type of the schools? What are the elementary science teachers' level of understanding of interactive digital tools in online learning platforms? And what are the challenges faced by the in-service elementary science teachers in using interactive online tools in teaching and learning process? I developed the conceptual framework based on which I would like to do my intervention, and it has three major constructs: the teacher's level of understanding, readiness dimension, and also the challenges. And I would like to see how teachers' gender, school types, and educational qualification affects these constructs. In terms of the readiness dimension, it has four parts: the teacher's self-directed learning, institutional support, communication self-efficacy, and learning transfer self-efficacy. As we know that the self-directed learning is a process in which teachers as learners take the initiative and responsibility for establishing personal learning goals, understanding the personal needs, identifying resources for learning, and monitoring the personal performances. And these can assist the instructor with online course implementation. Institutional support, in other hand, such as the supports from the superiors, colleague supports, and positive organizational atmospheres are important for fostering the positive learning outcomes in an organizational settings. In terms of communication self-efficacy, the text-based online synchronous and synchronous discussion provides learners with a temporal and spatial flexibility and enhances the higher cognitive level of the knowledge construction. Reasonably, this is to assert the communication self-efficacy in online learning. This essential dimension is important for overcoming the limitation of online learning communication. Transfer of learning is defined as the degree to which individuals effectively apply the skill and knowledge gained from the training program to the classroom. Learning transfer self-efficacy helps teachers to motivate to learn and implement courses from the environmental elements and ability elements that influences training design and work environment as well. In methodology, I would like to use the exploratory sequential mixed method design. It has qualitative and quantitative form. I would like to use the stratified sampling method that can have a similar variance for all the participants. The participants will be selected from the rural and urban schools in Bangladesh who teach science in elementary levels. Equal number of male and female participants with their varied educational qualification will be selected. In data collection, I would like to use the both qualitative and quantitative techniques. A survey in a quantitative form will be used to identify the teacher's readiness dimensions, and semi-structured interview and focused group interview will be used to get the in-depth knowledge on the teacher's understanding of online learning platforms and their challenges. As we have two types of data, quantitative and qualitative form, so the descriptive statistics will be used to interpret the quantitative data. Same time, the inferential statistics like online ANOVA, t-test, and post-ad hoc test will be used to understand the relations between the variable. More specifically, the how teachers' readiness dimensions are affected by their gender, their level of educational qualification, and also the type of the schools. In terms of qualitative data, the narrative analysis will be used to analyze the focus group interviews. And also the thematic analysis will be used to analyze the semi-structured interviews in this data collection. A number of implications related to the elementary science education may emerge from this assertion, such as the consideration of elementary teachers' professional development courses, pre-service teachers education program development, instructional designers to consider the teacher's perspective to design the new online learning courses. The study can also inform the school administrators to consider the school development policies. The most importantly, this study is objected to inform the government policy makers to better assess the COVID-19 response plan for education. Interested future researchers are recommended to use the result of this study to investigate teachers' online classroom practices. A study can focus on how successful teachers are to integrate interactive digital tools in science classes. At the same time, it is also necessary to know the teacher's attitude towards the use of online learning tools in education. Further studies can also pay attention on students' perception of online learning and how do they engage to their science learning. Here we have most notable references, especially the Hong's scale for measuring teachers' readiness for online learning, which will be used for the quantitative data collection. It is my wonderful privilege to present my research plan in front of you. I hope to implement this study according to the planned timeline. I expect the study will play a crucial role to devise the government of Bangladesh post-COVID-19 response plan to incorporate tech-based teaching strategies in teacher education. Thanks for your time, and please don't hesitate to contact me through email I shared below if you have any question or sharing.